Okay, here it is at last, the Helios Tarot forecast for the month, or Tarot Horoscope drawn specifically for your astrological zodiac sign. I'm B.R. Newman, in case you didn't know that already. Check out my website, IamHelios.com, through the link below, and consider everything that I have to offer there. Consider signing up to receive any number of the personal readings that I offer, or consider signing up to take a course. The choice is yours. There's a lot to explore there. Also consider checking out Annie Botticelli's Storyteller forecasts to see the astrological side of everything you're going to see here. It's fascinating, I promise. So, okay, I guess we'll just jump right into it. And here it is, Libra, your 5-card Helios spread for the month of December. This is a kind of condensed Golden Dawn spread. You may already be aware of that. It uses 15 cards. In this case, we have 5 to a similar result. We have a central theme, 2-dimensional timeline options you can choose from, a past section, and a fate section. In your central theme, or that which most adequately embodies the whole story arc of this tarot spread, is the 8 of Cups. All 8s in tarot are associated with Hod, Sphirith number 8 on the Tree of Life, which is action taken from acceptance and surrender. And as manifest through water, this is the experience of stagnation, things becoming so slow, so tedious, so boring, for lack of a better word, that you have to move on. And the emphasis there at that point is moving on. So there's it's sort of like a surrender and acceptance of the fact that it cannot endure that way, and you have to do something about it. So it inspires action. And so the action will be defined according to these 2-dimensional timelines, whichever one you choose. So on the one hand, you have the Knight of Discs. Now, all of these 16 court cards in tarot are associated with all 16 of the Myers-Briggs profiles quite directly, quite conveniently and appropriately, and very effectively in such a useful way. So this Knight of Discs actually corresponds with the ESFJ, the extroverted sensing feeling judger, somebody extremely harmonizing. They're like a host or hostess, very gracious, very eager to please, very thoughtful, very appropriate, with good interpersonal skills. So that would define the approach to this central theme. So the way out of your current situation in this case would be appealing to others, or this would at least be the tactic. This would be an attempt. It's not ensuring success in any way. It's merely an approach that you might take, and it looks like it might in fact be in line with what has perhaps created the situation. And so therefore it might not be the appropriate path out of the situation. When we consider your past section, the 9 of Swords, this is cruelty. This is a kind of like mechanical lack of compassion, somebody taking advantage of your kind nature, right? So if that is what got you into this, that's not going to be what's going to get you out. Of course, you have to be the one to determine whether or not this is relevant. This is a general reading applying to everyone who shares your sun sign, so there's a lot of people this is applying to. So it's going to be up to you to decipher the details, the relevant specificity required to actually make something of this. So the alternative dimensional timeline is the 4 of Cups. All 4s in tarot are associated with Chesed on the Tree of Life, which is Sphirith number 4, and this is a healing force that repairs the world. It has a benevolence and a kindness. There's a kind of mercy acting through it, and as manifest through water, this is affection, devotion, tenderness received. So this is the most appropriate answer to the 9 of Swords you could possibly ask for. So this is actually implying that some kind of action is going to take place outside of you. There might be something to wait and watch for. And so there may in fact be something that you need to stop doing. Maybe you need to stop enabling people. Maybe avoid the whole Knight of Discs trying to please everyone. Instead, prioritize yourself, your own feelings, get in touch with what you truly want, and watch and wait for the opportunities. And if you do so, if you stop enabling people, then those who can then realize that they can no longer take advantage of you will take their parasitic force elsewhere. Whereas the people who would then be gravitated towards you are people who are doing the same to themselves and to others, who are nurturing themselves, loving and respecting themselves, and can therefore do the same for you. They have full reserves. They can share. They've let their own glasses fill to the brim first before sharing. It's an overflowing process. Those are the kinds of people you would like to attract, and so you would do so along the 4 of Cups dimensional timeline. So this may feel a little bit like a leap of faith, because there is some element of having to wait and watch for the opportunities, because this is a receptive experience. The 4 of Cups happens to you, and you simply have to be available for it. If you're so busy trying to please everyone else, you're simply not available for this 4 of Cups experience. So I guess this is a kind of, it's a demonstration to the universe that you are worthy of this kind of love, this kind of affection and devotion, and you demonstrate that by simply giving it to yourself. You demonstrate what you're worthy of through your intent. If your intent is to give to yourself affection, devotion, and tenderness and kindness, then obviously You've decided that you're worthy of it, and that's really the determining factor. So perhaps considering the central theme, you have been doing this for a really long time, trying to please everyone else, trying to prioritize everyone else's feelings, everyone else's peace and satiety, and it's time to move on from that. This Eight of Cups is a blessing. It's gotten to the point where it's too much. There's been too much cruelty in your past. It never has quite panned out. People just never really get satiated that way. Satiety has to come from within anyway. You really couldn't do it for them if you tried. So this Nine of Swords cruelty in your past is merely the natural byproduct of misplaced faith. Whatever you do, you are going to have some kind of revelation, some kind of internal shift, because you are going to hop onto, so to speak, another personality profile, the Princess of Cups. So the personality profile that you will step into, or perhaps will need to step into due to the circumstances, due to the opportunities that will present themselves, will be the INFP, the Introverted Intuitive Feeling Perceiver. So this is someone who seeks inner order, seeks inner peace, very creative, non-directive, reserved, prioritizing self in a way but not to the detriment of others, just performing a noble service to aid society by performing a noble service to the self. So this is a lesson that you are going to learn. There is going to be success here. So willingness is really key. Any resistance or continued engagement with this stagnation will merely delay the inevitable. You're not going to prevent this revelation, prevent this learning experience from coming around full circle into wisdom gained and new understanding of yourself and of life. You can only delay it. And why do that when your central theme is about being so bored and fed up with the old way, the old systems and old energies that are no longer serving you? If it's time to move on, you may as well do so now. So start prioritizing yourself, being kind to yourself, perhaps celebrating, taking a few days off or whatever it is, taking a vacation just for you, whatever it is that you require that's relevant to your circumstances, whatever it is you need to feel, that you're giving to yourself in a way that you can receive, in the way that only you know how you can receive. Nobody knows you like you, so give to yourself in the way yourself wants to be given to. You might find people attracted to you that have a natural ability to give to you in the way you want to be given to. Now, doesn't that sound nice? That's very refreshing, especially coming out of this very problematic past situation, this Nine of Swords. I wonder how that manifested. It's probably very obvious. If you do the necessary personal reflection, you'll probably see right away how that happened. And so that might give you some perspective and motivation. You can avoid any of that by avoiding any of the tendencies that you were familiar with that enabled all of that. And do so through the Four of Cups. I'm confident it'll be a very fruitful pursuit. When the Princess of Cups comes your way, either from within or outside, you'll be ready for her. And that about wraps this up, so thank you for listening to this. You might want to contact me for a personal reading of some kind. You can gain clarity, certainty, and confidence regarding a big decision, the nature of a personal relationship, family dynamics, general complications or opportunities, and so on. I can help you simplify extremely complex matters into something workable, something you can base otherwise difficult decisions upon, and something you can trust, so you can put your mind at ease and get back to living. And maybe you want to uncover the complexities of your inner circuitry, really getting to know the way you truly operate, so you can pick and choose the kinds of strategies, partners, and environments that help you thrive and feel good and think straight. If any of that sounds good, trust me, you're going to want to check out my website, IamHelios.com, and discover what I can offer you there today. Thanks again.